So right here, Claressa Shields supposedly spoke with TMZ TV and talked about her potential fight with Laila Ali, but claims she declined the offer. Let's see what was said here. All right, so 1 second. Let me see. And this is just an update for those of you who are new here. We're just updating you guys. We've been keeping up with this because we're ready to see if Laila and Claressa were going to actually fight each other. So Laila and her representatives have told us no, like the answer is no. She doesn't want to fight, and that's fine. I have no problem with that. I'm not upset. I mean, I wouldn't fight me either. You know what I'm saying? I understand that she's scared. I'm moving on, Shields said. I thought she was about all that talk. She wanted 15 million. I went and got the 15 million. And now it's all this backpedaling. So, you know, congratulations to her on whatever she's doing, but I'm moving on with my career. Now, I mean, that was, I guess, somewhat of a professional response. Shout out to Claressa. And then word on the internet street was that they was like, they say on the internet streets that Laila was the one who was actually antagonizing Claressa, and that's what made Claressa want to do the fight. So that way she could pass the torch and, you know, they could pay homage and all that kind of good stuff. Let's see what the comments say. Comments say it's not a flex. You're about 20 years younger and you look like you bite. And I mean, yeah, Claressa, like I said, as far as we know, Claressa is the best boxer on the planet right now, right? And if I'm wrong about that, hey, my bad, but that's what it seemed like. Let's see what else people said. People said Laila doesn't need to prove anything. She opened the door so you could sit at the table. Girl, shut up. Instead of antagonizing a woman old enough to be your mother, you need to be giving her flowers and thanking her for paving the way. I understand that, but I'm like, I mean, what?
But what the hell?
What do y'all be talking about, bro? Why would I give? I mean, she already got her flowers. Do I have to give her flowers after she already got her flowers? I don't know. That's weird to me. I always find that weird. Like, yeah, shout out to the greats, but unless I'm a fan of the greats, like, you know, y'all don't see me talk about, and I love basketball. You know, I love Kobe, Shaq, all them, but I don't talk about the rest of them, like Dr. J, if you know Dr. J, or like Will Chamberlain, and they're still the greats. That doesn't mean I have to give them their flowers. I mean, I don't know. I'm a little bit mixed feelings about that one. Laila opened the door for you, little girl. Forgive me, but I cannot stand this lady. So the highest purse of her career to date is 1.5 million, but she found 15 million for Laila. I promise people will believe anything in bold Times New Roman online. Oh, man. And it's not what you think, guys. It's more so somebody has to fund the fight, and then when they fund the fight, they got to pay back the money. That's just it. Tell Pap to fight them divorce papers. The internet, boy. Let me see what else. The lady is a clout chaser. Please stop posting her. Laila is living a lovely life with her husband and children, not somebody else's husband. And they be going ham. They be going ham. I wouldn't fight you too. You're too thirsty. She ain't gonna do that for you. She don't owe you nothing. I really wish she would shut her clout chasing slow ass up already. Yeah, y'all be hating, boy. Y'all be hating. And then look, listen to this comment. Laila Ali would have fried Claressa in her prime. She was a better pure boxer, hands down. I hate when people do this shit too, because it's like, bro, like, yeah, prime, we don't know, bro. These are conversations that aren't based in reality. The reality situation is prime, we don't know, Ninja. We don't know. We can only go by stats, and that's why numbers don't lie. You don't get secondhand embarrassed. Somebody at Pap and said you don't get secondhand embarrassment. Laila Ali walked so that you could run. Girl, you need to put some respect on her name, and she paved the way. Now, don't get me wrong. Shout out to Laila Ali. But I do personally feel like, and this comes from somebody who used to be cocky, arrogant, and conceited, I do personally feel like, how do I say this? The reason why y'all go so hard at Claressa is because she believes in herself. And I don't like that. So shout out to Claressa, man. I personally think that's why everybody goes so hard at her, because she believes in herself and she pops shit because she got the walk to back it up. Claressa is the greatest of this era. Laila is the greatest of her era. That's the best comment today. Hopefully they can have a mature conversation one day. And like I said, it's a craft. That's what everybody has to understand. It's a craft, and you're supposed to feel like the best. That's the way I feel. Past that, I wonder who she's going to fight next. And when I say her, I'm referring to Claressa. I wonder who she's going to fight next. What I will say is this too. I mean, like I said, shout out to both of them, man. They're both great within their own right, okay? They're both great within their own right. Past that, I like Claressa's fighting style better in terms of Laila. Laila is a powerful boxer from what I've seen, because we watched the highlights. You can go look up Claressa on my page and you'll see where we discuss the highlights. So Laila's more powerful, but Claressa is speed and power, and that's where Claressa will win, because Claressa knows how to, like, you know, she basically every time somebody hits her, from what I've seen studying her kind of fighting style, every time somebody hits her is when she attacks. So if you hit, she's hitting too. Whereas with Laila's more power, so Laila kind of tries to dominate with her power. Back in the day, she did, right? Yeah. So like I said, Claressa's more reactive, whereas Laila may have more power. But in a game of boxing, or in the sport of boxing, you gotta have more. In my personal opinion, right? I'm not a boxer per se. That don't mean I don't got no gloves. That don't mean I got no hands, ninja. But yeah, in my personal opinion, I feel like you have to how do I say this? You have to be more reactive, proactive too, but more reactive in the game of boxing, because it's like chess. That's the way I look at it. So when somebody throw one, you got to do one. It's like it's a certain kind of dance that you do, and to do the dance, like I said, it's a 1-2 kind of thing. Shout out to Sirius Bayless. Sirius Bayless says, so who can beat her? When you say her, I'm assuming you mean Claressa, and that's the real question, and that's why I say Claressa has to be the GOAT, right? Claressa has to be the GOAT, because the question is who can beat her, and I don't know who can beat her per se. You know, I'm biased in this situation. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm Team Claressa all the way, right? I'm Team Claressa all the way. But like I said, reason why I'm Team Claressa all the way is because I've been that dude who's been good at something, and people used to hate on me for being good at something because I used to talk about me being good at what I do, and people were mad that I used to boast about me being good at what I do. And I wouldn't say mad. I mean, I had friends that just be like, oh, you know, even my family members, oh, you know, you're cocky, arrogant, and conceited. That's what they literally used to call me. And I used to look at them like this, kind of like, bro, y'all see the work that I put in. You'll always see a track record. No matter what I do or no matter where I step into, I literally affect what I'm doing. Like, I affect that region, I affect that area, not to toot my own horn. So yeah, I feel like a lot of people don't like Claressa because she believes in herself in a world full of people who don't believe in shit, right? We live in a world of people who don't believe in themselves. They all put each other down, and they all is lames, bro. I'm gonna say it, bro. Y'all all lames, bro. Except my people. Shout out to my people that come to my show, and shout out to the Core and the Adams and the E's. I love you guys. And shout out to Bayless. Bayless says she hasn't had enough fights to be the GWOAT. The self-proclaimed GWOAT too at that. So everybody says that Claressa hasn't had enough fights to be the GOAT, the greatest woman of all time. We're gonna say the GOAT, but you know we mean the GWOAT. My thing is, it's like, okay, even if she hasn't had enough fights, who's going to beat her? Like, find somebody to beat her. That's the thing. It's like with LeBron, right? I use the example of LeBron because we were just talking about this whole, oh, you know, if Laila was in her prime and then she faced Claressa in her prime, you know, it would be whatever reality situation, right? So me personally, like I said, I'm biased. So I consider LeBron James the best player of all time, right? And I know I'll get backlash for saying that, but when I say the best player, then we got to go into categories. So I consider LeBron James the best all-around player of all time because LeBron James could play effectively every single position on the court. So like I said, when it comes to a one-on-one thing, now of course in basketball it's a team sport, but one-on-one, I'm pretty sure there's other people that can beat him. But when it comes to Claressa, who can actually beat Claressa? Now, there's probably people in the hood in a street fight or maybe in a boxing fight. There's people in the hood, just like in basketball. There's people in the hood that could beat the ball players that y'all see on the court. There's people in the hood that probably could beat the people that we see boxing and shit, but they're still not considered the best because at the end of the day, you know, they're not doing what it is to be a boxer. They're not actually perfecting their craft and shit like that. So like I said, she hasn't had enough fights to be the greatest woman of all time, but who's going to beat her? If nobody can beat her that's actually boxing professionally, why is she not considered the greatest of all time? At what point do we determine her to be the greatest of all time? And then I always bring back the example of LeBron. At what point do we give LeBron the greatest basketball player of all time? Now, whether or not, and like I said, everything's for entertainment purposes only too, in social media commentary and discussion. And I'm saying that to also protect myself and my own business. Because, you know, there's word on the internet streets is that, you know, some of these people use performance enhancing drugs, PEDs, right? So whether or not Braun does that, I don't know. But I'm just saying as an example, at what point do we give people the leeway of, hey, you're the greatest of all time? Is it based off of the stats? Is it based off of the medals? What do we base it off of? Is it based off of their craft? Is it based off of how many people like them? You know, is it the social credit score? Like, what is it? And that's the whole thing. So I feel like personally, Claressa just doesn't have a good social credit score, but like I said, she's still good at what she does. And the reason why she doesn't have a good social credit score is, of course, what everybody say, you know, she would have married, man. Yeah, Ninja, we know. But guess what? Remy don't want to be with that ninja neither. And if she do, and if Remy do want to be with that ninja, shout out to Pap, right? If Remy want to be with that ninja, she's supposed to go sit there and go be with that ninja instead of dogging his name on, you know, on the airways. Now, like I said, that's not my business, not my relationship. It's not my relationship. I'm just saying, if you want to be with somebody, you could be mad and all that. But like I say, you're supposed to squash the shit after you let out the anger. That's how it's supposed to go. So yeah, that's kind of the whole thing that messed up her social credit score. And when I say her, I'm saying Claressa, because she did all that and she doing all that. And then she say she's gonna have a baby with Pap. And it's like, yeah, you could do that. That's your life. But, you know, politically it's incorrect in the sense that, you know, the world is ran by people who are empires that were created through marriages and shit like that. So the people who are running the world are in committed relationships. So when you go into somebody else's relationship and get with that person, whether or not you took their man, and people see that, people aren't gonna like you. And I feel like that's what it come down to, and that's why people don't want to accept her as the greatest of all time. But I digress from that conversation. All right, man, y'all know what it is. I gotta go handle some business. And shout out to everybody that watched me, man. Y'all know what it is. They trying to demonetize my page, bro. Share my shit. Share my shit. The reason why they're trying to demonetize my page is because I'm actually about to get monetized. When I say demonetized, they're lowering the number of people that watch my show. Reasons why, I don't know. All I can say is, hey, I'm gonna keep pushing and persevering, but I'm almost at the stage where I can apply for monetization. So y'all keep pushing my show. I appreciate you. If you can't push the show to nobody or whatever, at least watch some of my old episodes or watch the show. That way I can get my watch time up. Like I said, I appreciate that. And shout out to Sirius Bayless. Shout out to Sirius Bayless or Bailey. She said 3 knockouts. Everybody she fought is trash except Hannah Gabriel. She fought a woman in 4 fights. Yeah, hey, man, like I said, everybody's entitled to an opinion. But yeah, like I say, bro, y'all keep watching my shit, man. Let us know how you think in the comment section. There is no wrong answer here. Everybody's entitled to an opinion, especially in this case when it comes to Claressa. Ladies, shout out to the ladies. Ladies, are you in here?
Hello.
The ladies are entitled to an opinion, especially in this case, because this is women's sports. I mean, as guys, you know, we're like flies on the wall. So when it comes to the WNBA, when it comes to women's boxing, shit like that, they kind of have more to say. So shout out to Sirius Bailey. We're gonna call you SB. Shout out to SB. Yeah, she said her piece. Like I said, let us know what y'all think in the comment section, man. I gotta go get this bread. And I got business to handle. I might pop on later. I might pop on Twitch. With my brother. I actually got to make another YouTube account. So I might actually be on my new YouTube account playing the game, because I told my brother we're going to do a gaming account and shit like that. Shout out to Rich the Engineer. So we see what happens. We'll see what happens. And shout out to all the pretty ladies that watch my page. Ladies, who want to be my baby mama? Nah, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Hey, man, y'all have a good weekend, bro. I'm back in here tomorrow. Y'all know what it is. I might post some other shit later. Past that, watch my page and follow for more, man. I love y'all. Be safe. Shout out to the world, Ninja. We alive and we in here, Ninja. Deuces. Yes, sir.